And I have this one in chat, then give me a sec, Megan, we'll get to you after this one here. My friend is in her late 70s to 80s. She desperately wants to be able to sleep and stay asleep. Right now, she sleeps 2 to 3 hours at best. Sometimes she doesn't sleep at all, despite being thoroughly exhausted. Sometimes she wakes up and is unable to return to sleep. The problem started after her husband moved to a nursing care home in July, and she spends hours every day providing the care she suspects the home is not providing. What keeps her awake, including anxiety about her husband and his situation, exhaustion, agitation, grief, an endless list of responsibilities. She eats poorly due to lack of time and energy to prepare food. She is on medications, likely including a blood thinner. She says that physical pain is not a factor in her sleep problems. There is not a lot of issues to address, but right now she just wants to be able to sleep. Could you please recommend something simple, easy, and quick, not only to help her sleep, but also to fortify her during the day? Perhaps she could do multiple times during the day if she finds the time.
Yeah. Hmm. I mean, it's because it's a complicated situation. Like, it's not just like can't sleep, but there's so much going on there. So what I would probably do, I mean, this is one of those things where you're gonna have to like, we'll have to treat and then see how she responds. I would actually have her both inhale and take internally kava kava in the evening. She doesn't really need to do it during the day, but as she starts to unwind and I mean, this is one of those cases where sometimes I would actually use very small amounts of saffron essential oil, like probably a drop internally, just because it's not that she's just having a hard time falling asleep. I mean, obviously, based on what you're saying, but it's she's having to focus so much on these situations that are, kind of important and a lot riding on it, quality of her husband's, health and life and making sure that he's okay and all these kinds of things. And you could say that like the saffron helps to pull you out of that state and helps to kind of shift into a more like intuitive side of the brain, which is starting to be close to what happens when you're going to sleep and in dream time. And the kava might just calm her down, but I suspect that we might need to do a little dose of saffron. And so we can do a very like small amount rather than have you get a whole big bottle and see if it works for her. Like we could just do like a mill or 2 mils or something and see if that works. And then if it works, then you can use it in the treatment. But if it works, you might not even need to do it every day. it could be one of those things where she does it, but if I'm super like been pushing, because like sometimes it's not even just stressful. It's just like you've been pushing and pushing and pushing and super focused. And then it's like all of a sudden, okay, now hurry up and relax. Like, okay, it's time to let go, hurry up and relax. And it just takes you a while to stop that momentum and then like decompress. And the saffron makes you like decompress like that. Like it just shifts you into that decompression mode. And so, we haven't talked a lot about different therapeutic uses for saffron, but this might be one of them. Yeah. And so we can interact with that. I mean, you can just try the kava kava off the bat. That's an easy one to do, and maybe that will work. But if that doesn't work, then I'd say let's probably try the saffron.
Just to clarify, the kava, how many drops, the saffron?
2 to 3 drops internally. Like I'd say 3 drops of the kava, and then she can inhale it, 20 or 30 times, or more. She can inhale it until she relaxes. Yeah.
And then
If we do the saffron, it would just be like a drop.
okay.
Yeah, one drop. And so,
Okay.
so if we did 1 mil for you, like a 1 mil should be about like 18 to 20 drops probably. So, you could get several dosages out of that. Without having to buy like a big bottle just to make sure that it works or something. So, whatever we can do to help accommodate Nick. And it's like she's having a tough time. So,